Today we shall be talking about Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. This was the novel that inspired the first Die Hard movie, and it was adapted for the big screen several years after it was first published. As ever, I'm going to start by reading you a short passage. See how you like this? Our hero's on a plane, he's flying out to Los Angeles, and he's flirting with an air hostess. He's pretty good at it too. Here we go. How about a drink before we get in the air? Would you like a double scotch? He smiled. You wouldn't like me any more. Can I have a Coke? I could use the sugar. Sure. She had another smile for him. Apparently the notion that he was a drunk trying to stay retired did not frighten her. Great place to start. So, we've all seen the film. Let's find out how it all started. Okay, it's Christmas Eve, and a retired New York cop called Joe Leland, he's Joe Leland in the book, is in Los Angeles visiting his grown-up daughter and his two grandchildren. His daughter, Stephanie, is a high flyer in the fictional Klaxon Oil Corporation, and Klaxon is throwing an outrageous party high up in their skyscraper HQ to celebrate Christmas and to celebrate the fact that they have just landed the deal of a lifetime. Leland arrives at the party and soon excuses himself to go and freshen up, but whilst he's away from the party, he hears a gunshot and his worst fears are confirmed. The building has been stormed by gunmen who he soon learns are members of a Bader-Meinhof terrorist gang led by the renowned Anthony Gruber, aka Little Tony, a feared, renowned and wanted international terrorist. Leland makes the tough decision to fight the terrorists single-handedly. Well, almost single-handedly. He makes an ally soon on the outside called Al Pal, an LA cop, and Leland talks with him via radio. But a senior ranking police officer soon turns up called Dwayne Robinson and makes it very clear that he doesn't want Leland getting involved. With great difficulty, Leland manages to kill 11 out of the 12 terrorists, and it leads up to a final showdown between him and the head of the gang, Anthony Gruber. But Gruber has Leland's daughter with him, he has Stephanie with him, and spoiler alert, I am going to give something away now, so you might want to cover your ears and keep them covered as long as I do. Gruber uses Stephanie as a human shield, and although Leland manages to shoot straight and kill Gruber, it all goes badly wrong and Stephanie is killed as a result of the confrontation. A grief-stricken Leland blames Klaxon for what has happened, and he cracks their safe and empties $6 million in cash into the streets below. He does this to get back at them for getting him and his daughter involved in all of this. He makes his way out of the building, he's badly injured, but just as he's being wheeled into an ambulance, one of the terrorists, by the name of Carl, in keeping with the film, mysteriously comes back to life and makes one more attempt on Leland's life. But this never happens, as Carl is shot dead by Leland's new friend Al Pal, but sadly, the police chief, Dwayne Robinson, dies as a result of a stray bullet. There's a lot to like here, but there are three things I love about this book. Let's go straight to dessert, I'm going to tell you about all three of them. Firstly, I love the fact that Leland carries a false police badge that was given to him on his last day in the NYPD as a leaving present, but this is no ordinary badge, this doesn't say to protect and to serve. This police badge is engraved with the words, "This man is a prick." I love that. Secondly, I love the fact that at one stage, when Leland realises he has to step in and save the day, he pauses for a moment, he takes his badge out, he holds it up to the light before pinning it on once more, pinning it on proudly, as if to signify he's out of retirement, he's back in action. Again, I love that. He's there to save the day, you just can't beat it. Thirdly, I love the fact that Leland makes the acquaintance of a fast-talking pirate DJ called Taco Bill, or who calls himself Taco Bill. The very existence of a motor-mouthed DJ, redneck DJ called Taco Bill is an achievement in itself. But the fact that Taco Bill patches into the police airwaves and does a rebel yell just as Leland detonates a bomb in a lift shaft is a moment of pure genius. So, a moment ago I lied. I said there's a lot to like here. What I mean is I like everything about this book. There's nothing I would have done differently. But it's only fair I tell you, it is a dark and at times gritty read. In fact, the dark often outweighs the light. I'll give you an example. At one stage, Leland is involved in some hand-to-hand combat with one of the terrorists, and having gained the upper hand, he reaches up round and snaps the terrorist's neck to kill him, which is pretty brutal. Now, in the film, we all know that Bruce Willis just gets up and walks away having done this, but in the book, it's not so easy. The description we are given is so vivid that you almost feel like you're the one who did it, and of course, as readers, we get to share Leland's shock and his feelings of self-loathing. Also, to make matters worse, Leland's grandchildren are in the building, unaccounted for throughout, which adds an extra layer of tension. As well as all that, Throughout the story, we learn that Leland is a deeply troubled soul. He's a traumatised fighter pilot from the Second World War, he's a recovering alcoholic, and he's a haunted man due to the fact that his marriage fell apart several years earlier, and he blames himself for the failure of his marriage. He carries that with him everywhere he goes. So all of this is enough to make you concerned for his mental state. And there is one section in which Leland breaks down and sobs uncontrollably, and it is genuinely harrowing to read. There's a lot more, but I'm going to leave a lot out because hopefully I've made you curious enough to go and read Nothing Lasts Forever for yourself. Now, as I said the other week, I'm not in the business of giving out stars, so what else can I say about Nothing Lasts Forever? Check this out. No word of a lie and no joke, Nothing Lasts Forever by RODERICK THORPE is my favourite novel of all time. It really is the best thing I've ever read. Not only does it come in at number 1, but it is streets ahead of whichever poor soul comes in second. It is that good, but don't take my word for it. Go and read it for yourself. And of course, let's not forget, guys, this is a book club. So do leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd be glad to hear how you feel about this. And hopefully, we can engage in some merry banter. To finish with, I'm going to read you another choice passage. And this is great. He had to save ammunition. He could not stop thinking about the fall. The hose had no tension at all. Now the door was flung wide open, automatic fire poured up of a helicopter, followed by a great roaring whoosh and a column of white smoke as thin and stiff as a flagpole. The helicopter exploded in a ball of flame that turned the roof cherry red. One of the terrorists scrambled out onto the roof. Leland fired at him. It was too late. If he could save himself, this was the only way, and he had to do it now. Wrapping his arms around the rifle, his fingers clawed into the hose, Leland rolled off the roof. See you next time, guys.